what do you make of this tour that Pavan Kalyan is undertaking? He's had a very hectic career as a deputy chief minister. Every state, and that too something where a new government is formed, there are several challenges. I am not talking about political affiliations. There are new challenges to be faced. Amidst all this, he is taking this tour. What do you make of this, sir?
So, good evening, ma'am, and good evening to the panelists and good evening to the viewers. First of all, this particular days are about to take place as well as budget sessions and budget meetings. Yesterday, all principal secretaries and secretaries and respective cabinet has been taken a part, and Mr. Chief Minister has addressed the meeting. Unfortunately, he was not well and he was absent for that meeting. Panchayati Raj plays a vital and major role, and in the recent past, Pawan Kalyan has made a lot of tours across the Andhra Pradesh, and he has raised so many issues. And in the budget discussions, obviously, he has to give his major voice as far as budget sanctions are concerned for Panchayati Raj. And central government allocations are concerned, his particular this thing plays a vital role as far as the funds and other things are concerned. And quite unfortunately, in the year of 2026, the elections in Tamil Nadu takes a U-turn for Pawan Kalyan to go all the way from Andhra Pradesh to Kerala and as well as Tamil Nadu for the election's sake, or whatever you name it as Sanatana Dharma. And unfortunately, the entire family says that we are all Gnostics and we won't even believe God. And as far as his father is concerned and all his brothers, the way they claimed in this God, and quite fortunately or unfortunately, today he has taken the turn for Sanatana Dharma and he's started raising voice by doing some sort of dikshas as far as Laddu Prasad is concerned.
Do you think he's, Mr. Prasad, do you think that he is the Hindu Hriday Samrat of the South? That is a void there. There is no one. We have lots of saints and dharma gurus and godmen, but a politician who consolidates the Hindus, there is a void. Do you think he will emerge, much like what Mr. Advani did with the Rath Yatra in the north in the 90s?
That I cannot compare with it, and there is no role of that sort. As far as today's Tirumala issue is concerned, people are, as far as Swamijis, whatever you named as, those people are doing dharnas and niradikshas, and one of the Swami is doing the hunger strike for the sake of not giving a permission for Mumtaj Hotel, for which the gentleman who is really concerned towards Sanatana Dharma and Siddhantas of the Arya and all, this gentleman is not even bothered to give his voice as far as the particular issue is concerned. If you really take the name of the particular Sanatana Dharma issues, it is his primary duty to give voice for all the consensus. And yesterday, with Chilkur Balaji, priest has been attacked. He has given some sort of condolences and he asked his party to take protection for that situation. But as a Sanatana Dharma, this thing, first of all, he has to rush to Hyderabad and he has to visit Chilkur Balaji. Then he has to postpone his program for the rest
but I stand with Chilkur Balaji Rangarajan, sir. You know, anyone can then enter a temple and beat you up, whether it's a shop or a temple. And I am with Rangarajan. I think you need to give protection to people. He is also doing a job at the end of the day. Forget that he wears a sacred thread and he has a tuft. He is doing a job. Let me come to Satya Bolisetti. Satya sir, I mean, do you think that it is the emergence of a South Indian Hindu Hriday Samrat, sir? The emergence of a man who is now fulfilling a void in the South?
Sudha ji, good evening. Sudha Sadhanand ji and my fellow panelists and the viewers. And this is actually Hindu Hriday Samrat is a thing eventually people may say at the end of it. He is the one who has stood fearlessly, because every politician in this country has a fear towards taking side of Hinduism or anything, except Muslims. They take their stand and they say anybody is coming to us, we'll challenge. Even the demolition drive, even person like the Telangana chief minister could not take, Ravant Reddy could not take on with overseas structures. They demolished everybody's, but they could not because there is a fear. And the secularism means when insulting Hinduism is okay. But anybody is talking anything ill about other religions, other minorities. Even unfortunately, Constitution of India also protects minority rights. Majority rights, they didn't protect. The reason is majorities will frame the rules. This actually Varahi declaration, he fearlessly did it on 3rd of October 2024. He came out and said openly, irrespective of what is happened to his
All
personal
right.
political career or anything, he said that Varahi declaration, what is the Varahi declaration? One is uphold the secularism means not to destroy Sanatana Dharma, and national act should be there to protect Sanatana Dharma, and then Sanatana Dharma Protection Board, and annual funds should be allocated for this board, because again, don't take money from the temple and try to do something, because you are supposed to protect the temples. And Sanatana Dharma certification for all the ingredients used in the temples, I mean, in the prasadam and
All right.
offerings.
Okay.
So that has to be tested. And most important, only last point, most important thing is the temple shall not remain as a spiritual centers. It should be knowledge centers. It should art and culture and the science and
Yeah, but I'm
technology
sorry,
and
I have heard this.
environment.
Satya Garu, I have heard this for years, centuries. Nothing happens.
Yes.
You know, nothing
It
happens.
will
There is
happen.
there is corruption. There is just people who are, I am from the south, sir, and from Andhra Pradesh, so I know exactly. And now in Tamil Nadu, we see how temples are they become politicians' bastions, and this art and culture, sir, except for some kacheris, Carnatic music recital, nothing happens. Mr. Prasad, I want to ask you some very, pertinent question. Fine, he goes to Tamil Nadu, right? He thunders against Udhayanidhi Stalin, who I thought was wrong, because Udhayanidhi Stalin does not know the difference between Sanatana Dharma and Varna Ashrama. I have a problem with his knowledge deficit that he has. But the point is, do you think that Pavan Kalyan's presence in Tamil Nadu will really help the BJP, sir, in getting some kind of attraction, because major temple hopping is happening there, starting with Madurai Meenakshi, sir. Prasad Garu.
Yeah. Madam, instead of telling me, you know pretty well, but unfortunately you are in the other chair and you are extracting things from us. These particular states are concerned, every state have their own political vision towards these temples and other things. As far as temple boards have been constituted with respect to state governments, which is quite irrelevant and maybe relevant, whatever you name it as. End of the day, the political root causes, whatever they frame according to their whims and fancies, whatever the parties you name it as. End of the day, when there is no stake as far as BJP is concerned, particularly in Tamil Nadu, they're only trying all sort of multiple options. Particularly, Vijay has entered recent past with a party and all. Again, political moves from the respect to Cine fraternity, Pawan Kalyan has been gamed by on behalf of BJP. If you really recollect the role of Vishwa Hindu Parishad and RSS, what are been they are doing from years together, nothing has happened as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. Their culture and their
Garu, sorry to
traditions, as far as
interrupt
their
you,
respect to
but in the Lok Sabha election, the BJP was able to increase its vote share. So it is not at the same 2%, sir. There was a major rise. Of course, I mean, you may say that they are not even in the contention. But the point of the matter is Pavan Kalyan going to help them get a kind of an overall layering, as it were? After all, DK Shivakumar also came to Delhi. You know, of course, it's another story that Congress lost extremely poorly, but he's also even to Maharashtra. The thing is, will Pavan Kalyan's presence help?
Yeah, end of the day, if you really want to look into a prospect of increasing the vote
Right.
share, as far as BJP is concerned, anyway, they are for the Hindu state, and by the South Indian representative of Pawan Kalyan's name may go up some percentage of votes.
All right.
But into your real consideration of stalwarts of the BJP is concerned, they will not give any consideration, because their territory is very clear and evident, particularly for the regional parties, how they protect. When it comes to a state caste, even though they are regional parties quarreling for each other for the state convenience, but when it comes to the national politics, they are together and they're taking the definite share of respect to Tamil Nadu is concerned.
All right.
Particularly, the role of BJP in Tamil Nadu, as far as Hindu name is concerned, somebody like Pawan Kalyan should help them. But other than that, they won't have any specific
All right. So
role.
that's one thing which you are establishing, that his name will help. Satya Polisetti, the experts
No.
also.
Give me a last second, madam. It's the last question. When his presence itself in Andhra Pradesh should make some sense, then he creates some platforms for getting BJP to the power as an independent party with Jana Sena and all, then it sounds. But today itself he's
Sting in the
bagging on
tail.
Telugu.
Yeah, I missed the sting in the tail, Prasad Garu. I was wondering, what happened. Satya Garu, I want to come to you. That the point is, there is also, the South, whereas if you look at the electoral politics of undivided Andhra Pradesh and now two Telugu speaking states, this kind of Hindu, superiority, all this is not an issue. It is more of an issue about welfare politics, who's giving you more, who will be able to govern and administer better. Do you think Pavan Kalan is also trying to consolidate the Hindu vote? You know, amongst both the Kammas and the Kapus, it seems like that is one vote bank that he wants to consolidate. Apart from what you say is that lot of injustice has happened to the Hindus, it is time someone stands up for them.
It is not only injustice. Actually, when the British ruled, actually most of the coastal area, why this? You said that South is the most important. Actually, the temple treasures are all in the South. If you look at the South India, it is full of beautiful, marvelous temples, and that demonstrate and displays the engineering and everything. Today, what Tamil Nadu is needed is in the name of identity. You know, Tamil has got a very strong identity, linguistic identity, cultural identity, and political identity. They so far refused North Indian party. North Indian Aryan is different and Dravids are different like that. But now today, the whole world is looking at Mr. Modi as a growth engine. And Tamil Nadu is so far developed, but what has happened is Tamil Nadu destroyed their own treasures like, you know, the Coombe River and Adyar River and all this Buckingham canals and all those things, you know, become dirty drains. Nobody has changed. I'm telling you now, actually, our mission would be, actually, I've been there the day before yesterday, only I came from there. So I've been there and I'm seeing how best we can actually revive all the rivers which are only 60 kilometers long, originating and terminating in Tamil Nadu. These can be, so many things can be done.
Yes, Satyagaru,
after independence, yeah.
Yes,
One thing, what I'm saying is, Pawan Kalyan is not only for Sanatana Dharma, doesn't mean only the regional, Hinduism. It talks about environment. It talks about Paryavarana Paridakshan. It talks about protect other religions.